Good morning, guys. What's going on? What's going on this morning? Just another boring day in the market. Hey, nothing big, nothing small happening. Just kind of going sideways, waiting for this double top to play out. Talked about this till I was blue in the face. Still waiting for it to play out, guys. Basically waiting for that Band-Aid to get ripped off. Let's go. Let's get this dump over with so we can move to the upside. As always, guys, hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. It costs you absolutely nothing, and it bring some good karma into your life, right? Bring some good karma into your life. Right, Jetpack, what's up, buddy? Future is now. Good afternoon to all, and happy Saturday. Yes, Saturday. I didn't even realize it was Saturday. Hockey night in Canada. I listen to crypto tunes. 'Tis the season. Absolutely, Funky. Absolutely. Jovan, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Vlad, just one question. When can we start with the parabolic phase approximately? Vlad, there is no answer to that question. Anyone who's telling you they know when things are going to start going parabolic is lying to you, okay? There is no certainties in crypto, in the charts, in timing. All we can do is look at history, how things have played out in past cycles, and mirror that to see if it somewhat comes close to rhyming with what's happening this time. That's it. There is no certainty. No one's going to be able to give you a date on a calendar where you can say, okay, here we go, right? That's never going to happen. If it was that easy, everyone in crypto would be millionaires, right? So what I would say is that in the beginning of January in 2021, and you know what? Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Why not look at it, right, guys? Come on. Let's have a look. Because we can. So, let's look at the total too. Let's have a look. Let's go on a little adventure. Follow me on a path, will you? Won't you? So, back here, all we can do is look at past cycles and see how things played out, right? So, if we're going back in time, right here, where are we here? So, things really started to kick into high gear around January 3rd, as we know, right? Now, obviously, things didn't kick into high gear January 3rd of this year, and you wouldn't expect it to be the exact same day, right? That would be ridiculous, right? But give or take a couple of weeks, give or take a few weeks. And I did say at the beginning of the month that I figured that the first 10 days to 2 weeks of this month was probably going to be red, right? So here we are. So anyway, we started around January 3rd and we ran until about May 15th, right? That was our first leg up. That was our spring pump. Now, this is the total two, which is all of the altcoins except for Bitcoin, right? Everything except Bitcoin's market cap. So things started running January 3rd, and they ran until May 15th, right? In the spring. And then we saw a correction in the spring down about 42.65% on the altcoins before chopping sideways and then continuing down further. So if we calculated from the top, so May 16th, let's say, until the bottom over here, in July 21st, a total of a 50.92% correction in the altcoin market cap, right? That's from the middle of May until the middle of July, basically, right? So that's kind of, we will see something. It won't be exact. Obviously, it's not exact, right? But when things do go, this is how it's going to look, right? It could be the second half of this month, right? It might not start till the beginning of February instead of the beginning of January, right? That's only a 4-week differential. So all we can do is pay attention to these things and kind of see how they mirror, right? So, and if you can get a plan together, right? If you can get a plan together, like we have a plan over on the Patreon. We know exactly how we're playing this whole spring, summer, fall thing out, right? We've got it mapped out, baby. and we are good to go. So that's all we can really do. We can't look at a calendar and say this date is when it's going to happen. So I hope that helps a little bit. John, hey Rob, it looks like XRP is about to go on another parabolic move up. It's breaking out. Well, my friend, I saw your comment and I pulled up the XRP chart. Yeah, see that? I got you. So we're sitting on the top of the trend line here on this potential bull flag. If this ends up being a bull flag, I've already mapped out your target to the top would be somewhere around 4 cents or $4.22 would potentially be the high end of your breakout on this bull flag, right? So yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So yeah, but it looks like it's testing resistance right now. Will it break above or will it fall back inside and ping pong further? We'll have to wait and see, right? Shea Boy, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Wave the taco in the house. What's up, Robin Aynard? Long time no see. Yeah, man. Yeah. I was late today. I had to go get my an update on my arm. So, Isaac, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Crypto Dave, time is money. Another perfect day to DCA. Exactly. I am going to be doing some more DCAing today myself. So, Multi-Planet Pro, it's happening tonight, baby. It's happening tonight. Way of the taco with the super chat. Since different coins pump at different times, will we be taking profits early on some and reinvesting others throughout the bull market to maximize profits? Yes, 100% way of the taco. That's what we're going to be doing over on the Patreon. That's what we'll be doing. So, yes. So let's say that your JASMY bags pump before. Let's say your JASMY bags go parabolic, okay? And your XCN has not gone parabolic yet. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a certain amount of the profits you made in your JASMY coin, and we're going to roll them over to stuff your bag of XCN even bigger, right? But not only that, but we're also going to look around at other projects that haven't pumped yet that maybe we're not holding, right? Other gems, and say, oh, this one hasn't pumped yet. Let's dump a little bit into that. Let's dump a little bit into this. We're going to squeeze every dollar out of this bull run, guys. Absolutely. But you got to be over on the Patreon or a member of the YouTube channel to benefit. Otherwise, you don't get that guidance. You don't get that help. So that in itself, guys, is worth it, right? That in itself is worth it to being over on the Patreon. It's like we're literally as a community going to help you probably 4 or 5x the maximum amount of profits you would have made on your own. So it's kind of worth joining the Patreon, right? I know, Taco. I know you're already over there. So, Danny, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks, mate. No problem. No problem. Green Tea, what's up, man? What's up, Robin Crypto Fam? I'm learning to look at the charts instead of my portfolio every day. That has really helped me keep my emotions at bay. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Fantastic. Funky XRP is pumping nicely. That green bubble is mighty strong. 5 bill volume. Woo, woo. Yeah, it's looking good. Can we break out of this resistance, though? That's what we want to see. We want to see a clean break. So here's what we want to see on XRP, guys, and this is the daily time frame. You want to see a clean break here, a daily candle close. You want to see this candle close up here above the trend line, right? That's what you want to see. And then potentially, so you want to see it come up here and close, and potentially come back to just to the top of the trend line to retest it before taking off. That's what you want to see to confirm the breakout, right? So that's what you should be watching for. All right, so same thing with Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin is, the thing is, I hope the Bitcoin dropping doesn't kind of, hinder XRP's breakout for you guys. Anybody who's an XRP holder right now, right? Guys, we have retested 92K as support like so many times. It's getting pretty weak. If we continue to retest 92K like this, we're going to fall below it. I'm calling for a target inside this box, guys. I've been calling for this for almost for like 3 weeks now that we're coming inside of here, right? It's going to happen, in my opinion. So I would like to just get it over with. And I'm starting to see some people say that, it's so obvious that we're coming down here that maybe we won't come down here, which would be interesting, right? And that does tend to happen in crypto. So yeah, I mean, there is that possibility for sure. Let's go look at the bubbles. Look at these DCA opportunities, guys. Look at them. Supra, Mobile, very nice. Swift, some good opportunities, guys. Yeah, XRP and Corium are pumping like crazy. Flare's pumping, so the XLM, so the XRP ecosystem's pumping. That's good to see. Good luck to all the XRP holders. You deserve the best. Yes, absolutely, man. Absolutely, they do. Absolutely. You guys know me. If you're on the Patreon, I took profits on my XRP when it had that initial big run up, and I stuffed bags of other projects with my profits. So yeah, I hope I'm with Jetpack. I hope for the best for all the XRP holders out there, man. I held mine for 7 years. Real talk, guys. I showed this. Here's a tweet wondering, will Robinhood add JASMY to their crypto offerings? Seems like these coins should be offered on the platform. That's something we got to get going. We got to get like a petition going for Robinhood to list JASMY. Boy, would that be a gut punch to that would be a gut punch to Binance if Robinhood listed JASMY, eh? Isaac, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, brother. The support for the channel. It's funny, guys. I was feeling kind of groggy today and stuff. I'm not really myself. I had to go to the doctors to check my arm out and stuff. And I'm negative because I'm behind schedule today with everything, including the live stream. I came on like an hour late. And but you guys are really showing me, you guys are really kind of making me feel better here with you're sending in the super chats. You showed up to the stream. I wasn't sure who was going to show up because I was like an hour late. So thank you guys so much for the support. You're turning my day around for sure. You really are turning my day around for sure, guys. I appreciate that. BT dominance is falling. Is it falling? Let's go have a look. Let's have a look at BTC dominance. Yeah, the Dixie continues to be strong, which sucks. Yeah, it's spinning top candle right now. We got a neutral candle on the Bitcoin dominance. But I've said this before, guys. I'll say it again. People keep asking me when altcoin season. When altcoin season? Okay, so you want to pull up your Bitcoin dominance chart, all right? And what you want to watch for is you want to watch for Bitcoin to be Bitcoin dominance to be right about here. It needs to fall all the way down here for a true altcoin season to begin. Around 40% to the downside. So around 40, it needs to be 40%, right? So that's what you need to be watching for if you're waiting for altcoin season. So Bitcoin dominance is a long way to go to get down there for altcoin season. That's how far away from altcoin season we still are, right? So, Way of the Taco. Can we take a look at VTHO? Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, we can. I hold VTHOR. Isn't it just a gas? I thought VTHOR was just like a gas token for the Vechain ecosystem, isn't it? Did they add more utility to it? Because from my understanding, that's what it was. Yeah, gas for VET. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah. I hold a whole crap load of VTHOR. And it's funny, I hold it because, I mean, I'm sure you know, if you hold your VeChain on exchange, they airdrop you free VTHOR constantly. And they've been doing that for years, dropping me free VTHOR. So it's just kind of been accumulating, and it's just kind of, I don't even keep it tracked in my portfolio, to be honest with you. I just hold it, right? But yeah, definitely has its utility. VeChain's ecosystem is very, very Like I like it. It's their partnership with the UFC, among other things. You know, they're doing big things for sure. And VTHO and Vechain are going to have a fantastic bull run. The market cap's a little high on Vechain for me. If you were just getting into it now, I hold Vechain, but I'm not like new to it. So I bought it near the bottom of the bear market. But VTHO, yeah, I mean, VTHO is definitely worth holding. I mean, all-time high was what? 4 cents. Wow. Yeah, even if this only gets back to its all-time high, which I think that it definitely will, I think you're looking at a phenomenal return, man. Like, phenomenal return. Right? Absolutely. Dollar cost averaging into this bad boy wouldn't be bad. It's listed like everywhere that matters, right? It's on Coinbase and Binance and Bitmart and Crypto.com, BitTrue. They're on KuCoin, aren't they? Did I miss KuCoin? Really? VTHO is not on KuCoin? Wow. Well, it's listed everywhere else that matters. Let's have a look at their chart. We've been in kind of a downward trajectory here for quite some time, eh? They've been in a downward trajectory for quite some time. Yeah, we need to. The more we touch this trend line, obviously, the better the chances we're going to break to the upside in this. But we seem to have a pretty healthy bottom down here, which we're not at right now. We're just a little bit above. So I think that if you came back down, you would bottom around 2 zeros. Or sorry, no, it's 2 zeros. That's the absolute bottom would be 308. But I don't see it coming down that far anymore. But that would be your bottom for me. I think you still have quite a bit of time to ping pong inside of here, honestly, before I think you need at least 3 touches, a rejection, and then to have a break to the upside. So you're going to have some time to dollar cost average into this one, probably a couple more weeks anyways. But yeah, I think 6 to 8 cents is definitely doable for VTHO, for sure. So on the 20th, we will spread them wings. Yes. Hope you get well soon. Yeah, I'm just off today. My arm's broken. I got I got tendon damage in there, and I'm behind today. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. VTHO is gas. It's the gas token for the Vechain ecosystem. So, absolutely. Market's starting to turn a little bit green. What the hell's going on here? Starting to get a little bit of green action. It's been weird lately, hasn't it, guys? I mean, we've seen like the daytime, the early part of the day, the market seems to turn around and turn green, and then we roll into the evening, and then everything turns red again. I don't know what the hell's going on lately. It's pretty crazy. Just ping-ponging sideways, right? Ping pong, ping pong. What else do we have? We love you, boss. Get well soon. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. I love you guys too. Let's take a look at Vechain then. You're right. Okay, yeah, I can look at Vechain for you. Let's look at Vechain. Yeah, Vechain for me, like I said, if you were just buying it now, it's a little bit, the market cap's a little bit high. I scooped up a small bag of Vechain at the bottom of the last bear, like a bottom of this bear market. So I don't hold it like a whole crap load. I just hold a moderate sized bag. It's not in my top holdings or anything, but I think Vechain will do good things. They did a lot of developing in this bear market, big partnerships. As you guys know, again, I already talked about it. The UFC partnership, they're IoT based, right? Layer 1. So I would say the closest competitor to JASMY, but even that is, they're not even, I mean, they're in IoT, but they don't do what JASMY does, if that makes sense, right? So they're a competitor in the narrative, in the loosest sense of the word, but they're not a competitor because they do completely different things, if that makes any sense to you. So 28 cents. Yeah, VChain. I mean, a lot of people call for, like, they want to see $1 VChain. I don't see it happening. I don't see $1. I could see 40 to 50 cents possibly happening, 40 to 50 cents, but I don't see $1. I don't. Right? They're listed like everywhere too, obviously, right? So let's have a look at their chart. Why does it always automatically take me to the hourly? Like, who wants to see the hourly? And a little bit of a rise here right now. I mean, in a similar way, you've kind of got in a similar way to XRP here, you've kind of got a bit of a bull flag going on. So I mean, if you get a break to the upside here, you would be looking at roughly 9 cents, 9 cents 6, something like that, around 9 cents 5, somewhere around there, give or take. That's what I would be targeting for VET for sure. Right about here. Yeah, right inside of there. You might come up there and then have a bit of a correction and come back down and consolidate around 7 cents or something, right? But that would be your initial breakout, in my opinion, if that bull flag plays out. So pretty good, man. Pretty good. John, BTC dominance could make a new all-time high, new all-time low because higher time frames show bearish market structure. Hence, this is a real reason why the bull run could be the biggest. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, John. You're not wrong at all there, man. If we go back and look at the Bitcoin dominance, another thing that I don't really see anybody talking about is the fact that, I mean, what are we doing here, right? What are we doing? We're continuing to put in higher lows constantly, lower highs. I mean, constantly, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high. We keep projecting off of this downward pattern, right? So we're probably going to see a rejection here, come back down, right? And then retest retest it again, right? And we're going to continue to do that, right? As long as we keep putting in these lower highs, it's a bearish structure for Bitcoin dominance, which is good for altcoins, right? So absolutely, John. Combine the more exposure, more money coming into the market. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. Ignore that message. Well, we already looked at it, Taco. We already looked at it. It can't be unseen. Would you say 2 million JASMY coins is enough? I mean, it depends on your budget, right? I mean, for a lot of people, that is enough, right? You shouldn't be putting more than you can afford into the market. I know it's cliche to hear that, but it's true. If all you can afford right now is 2 million, then that's enough, right? I was saying when JASMY was at like 205, 206, 207, people were asking me how much they should hold. I said, for me, a base case should be 100,000. So now that the price has run up to where it is now, I'm saying my base case is now at least 1 million. So 2 million is decent. Yes, for sure. Crypto Kool-Aid, what's up, man? Do you know anything about Assemble AI? I do not. Unfortunately, no, I do not. Gotta start another goal. Guys are helping me reach these goals constantly. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. When I say bearish on the higher time frames, I mean look at the bigger picture. The previous bull runs, the previous as low as 44. What I mean is we could. Yeah, I know what you meant, John. I know what you meant, brother. What will be the JASMY target for the run before cooling off a little and going to the target we discussed? What would be the target for? Are you talking about what's the next short-term move up for JASMY? Probably around that 9 to 11 cent level. I think we're going to meet some resistance and some consolidation up there. Yeah, there is a tab, guys. If you have altcoin requests, guys, there's a tab at the top that says goals, and that's where everybody puts their altcoin requests. And I will look at all of your altcoins. Let's get into a little bit of news. All in crypto, Algorand is about to enter a full-blown phase 2, which should take it to a new all-time high. Check it out, guys.
The lows. Once the space reasserts, you're really going to see Algorand come into the full-blown phase 2. And ultimately, that's going to take it, I think, to new all-time highs and above and beyond. That's my honest prediction on Algorand. I don't know how high it's going to go. We've certainly got a technical target taking you to just shy of $1. I think it's going to be multiple dollars by the end of this. I don't think Algorand's going to miss out as certainly one of the ISO coins on this bull market that's to come. It's by no means my largest position at all, obviously on a stake pool. So we'll have a stake node. So we need 30,000 algo for that. So we've done that, obviously, thankfully, before the pump. But there's going to be a lot of people that are also want to get in on that action, and ultimately might still be a little bit late to the party and having waited for that sort of bargain price to actually start to enter the staking arena. So we think Algorand, and we don't want to focus too much on short-term patterns. There's not really much going on the smaller time frames. Obviously, you can see how you just sort of, you bounced off this and you're now just consolidating. I think this consolidation leads to a push, certainly to your dollar range.
Yes, I'm very, very bullish on Algorand, guys. Algorand was one of my first, in this bear market, Algorand was one of the projects that I accumulated first. One of the first ones. I think it was 2 years ago when Algorand lost their top TVL provider in their ecosystem, and everyone was bearish on it, and it dropped down to like 8 cents. I scooped up a whole bunch of Algorand at those prices, man, and I'm so glad that I did. Hey, Rob, why is JASMY getting oversold? Is it healthy for the token? Every single token out there, including Bitcoin, fluctuates between overbought and oversold. It's not healthy, or it's actually, I would say it's actually healthy, not unhealthy, for it, because it shows interest in the token, right? It shows trading action, right? That's what you want to see, right? So what happens, things get oversold because, so let's say JASMY pumps, right? JASMY pumps 400%. Well, the people that take profits, what happens is the RSI starts dipping into the oversold, which means that the sellers are becoming exhausted. All the sellers are being ran through. We're running out of selling pressure. Essentially, that's what that means, right? And then the RSI resets down into oversold, which means a bullish sign, because it means that if the RSI is in the oversold, we're getting ready to make another move to the upside, right? So it's actually healthy, not unhealthy, for the further progression of the project, right? Of the charts. So it's actually healthy. Algorand is so unattractive. Baffles me that people think it can't do well. Yes, it's underrated for sure. It is 100% underrated project. But I wanted to go back to the oversold question here really quick. I want to show you guys. I want to show you something here. Okay, so this is what I mean. Every project dips from overbought to oversold. See. So this is your crypto RSI heat map, right? Like, look right now, XRP is pumping. It's overbought. It's the only thing in the overbought zone for the most part. We have strong for like compound and not and XLM. But then if you get down here into the oversold and weak, you see a lot of the projects are starting to dip down into the weak, into the neutral, right? A lot is in the neutral right now. But so yeah. So basically, when your project is down here, the RSI is down here in like the weak or the oversold, or even in the lower end of neutral, that is a good time to be dollar cost averaging, right? In terms of the length of the bull run, how long are we looking at? For me, There's an average of about 525 days between the top of the Bitcoin halving and the top of the, between the Bitcoin halving and the top of the market cycle, right? So that would land us somewhere around the middle, between the middle of September and the middle of November. So September, October, November, inside of that time frame, that's where your top is going to be, in my opinion, based on the history of every other cycle up to this one. So yeah. All right. What else do we have to look at? Scaramucci, am I crazy to have 55% of my net worth in Bitcoin?
What's your perspective on the risk of over concentration in specific sectors? First of all, am I crazy to have 55% of my net worth in Bitcoin?
Yeah, Anthony, I think the toughest thing people do is when they have a winner, they try to diversify out of a winner. So I think it's important to hold on to some great ideas as long as you have done the work and you're convinced that that great idea still works. So for Anthony, he made some very timely investments in crypto, and it's grown in his portfolio. And I know he's a smart.
Remember, it didn't start out there. You know, this is a 6-7% asset for me. You know, it's just mushroom to that.
Yeah. So I think you need to hold on to winners. So if you're saying that you ended up with a lot of crypto because it's risen a lot, you just have to, as they say, hodl, you know, because you don't know what the ceiling is.
What's your perspective on the?
Yeah, that's the way she goes, guys. A lot of people so bearish because they forgot the fact, sell the news when they heard about the DOJ wanted to sell a lot of Bitcoin. Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I personally think, you know, there's a good chance that they will sell, I think. Oh, XRP is broken above the trend line. We'll see what happens. Can we get a daily candle close there? That's what we'll be watching for. What else do we have? Check this out, guys. Here's a clip for you to watch. Ethan Peck is the guy behind Microsoft's Bitcoin shareholder proposal. This is a great story and a really informative clip on how these proposals work at the corporate level and how we can get more Bitcoin adoption on Wall Street.
Most of the time it's 3 minutes. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's like 4 or 5, but it's usually 3 minutes. And when I saw a Sailor tweet at Satya Nadella, I thought, okay, I have to let him get the 3 minutes instead of me. Like, he's interested in talking to Satya Nadella. Let me try to reach out to him. And, you know, one thing led to another, finally contacted him.
Cyber Hornets.
Yeah, exactly. And just offered him like 3 minutes. He was, you know, very generous with his time. And when we spoke, he said, listen, like, let's try to get in front of Satya. Why don't we offer them to withdraw the proposal in exchange for me meeting with Satya? You know, and I feel at liberty to disclose this because Sailor said it publicly on Twitter. And so I said to Microsoft, like, we'll withdraw the proposal and not submit one in 2025 and not submit one in 2026. If you just agree to 1 hour meeting with Sailor, you know, he'll sign an NDA anywhere you want in the world. And they said no. Like, they would rather just expose their company to a lot of like negative press, obviously, publicly fumble. I mean, yeah, like, and that just shows you how close-minded they are and how early we are. I don't think every company's that close-minded.
Were they annoyed by this?
They didn't seem annoyed. They just were sort of like,
you guys run your thing. We don't care. We're not going to do this. We don't think you can get the votes.
Yeah, to me, it's like a sort of a blockbuster moment, you know, not buying Netflix. Just, and also Microsoft very famously didn't get involved with smartphones in like 2008. So it's just another one of those moments.
Yeah. To have gotten the proposal approved, how many votes would you need? What percentage?
It'd be 50%.
So you need more than 50% of the votes to
Yeah.
say yes, and then you could actually get this done.
Yeah.
And
but
that would just be a study.
Yeah, for now, you know, hopefully with a different SEC and less bias, we can sort of start to push, you know, the envelope on requesting bigger things like an allocation. But you have to be careful. And so there's a way to do this without, you know, sort of setting the wrong precedent.
Okay. It only got 0.5% approval.
Yeah.
A lot of people look at it like, oh, nobody wants this, but really there's a lot of large asset management firms that own huge blocks. I think BlackRock in particular, Microsoft owns like 10 or 12%. Is that right?
So they own 7%, I
Okay.
think 7.5%, but they control like 12% of the vote because a lot of people are not voting their shares.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like 99.5% of Microsoft shareholders don't want this. It's not exactly like that. It's more like you have the top 5 asset managers and the top 2 proxy advisory services, ISS and Glass Lewis, who basically advise the pension funds on how to vote. So when you have like those 7 right there, they're controlling 90% of the vote, just them. So if you go 0 for 7 on them, you're already at like
90.
Exactly. So
approval.
if we just flip BlackRock, we're already at 12%.
Mhm.
So it's just like it goes in chunks. It's not like a vote for a president.
All right. You talked to BlackRock about why they voted no.
Not just me. I invited Parker Lewis
Okay.
to join that conversation.
Yep.
And when I talked to Geode Capital, I also invited Andrew Hones and Jesse Kobernick. I'm trying to like pass the ball to pros in the Bitcoin community as much as possible. Someone's better than me at convincing them. Let them do it. Like I let Saylor speak. So I spoke to, it's really the investment stewardship department at these companies that decide. I think a lot of people don't know that. Like a lot of people look like, oh, well, you see a lot of stuff on Twitter like, oh, well, BlackRock's definitely going to vote for it. You know, they're buying up all the Bitcoin. I wish it worked that way, but how it really works is you have BlackRock owns thousands of companies. Every company has 10, 12, 13 directors up for vote and 5, 6, sometimes 10 shareholder proposals. They have tens of thousands, sometimes 100,000 items a year to vote on, which is a lot of research that they have to do going into it, right? And so they have investment stewardship departments that all their job is just to vote shares for every company, okay? And they vote on behalf of their clients. They're not, you know, and what happened, unfortunately, a lot of these investment stewardship teams are staffed, I'm going to be polite, with sort of pro ESG people.
Old school.
It's a mix of like old school and like sort of woke millennials that see the world in a very specific kind of way. And so they're sort of hesitant towards Bitcoin. So even if BlackRock's going up and buying a lot of Bitcoin, there's a disconnect there. And so what we have to do is we have to convince them, because remember, like now we submitted Amazon. It's the same exact I don't want to dox them, but it's the same people vote, like literally the same people voting on that proposal. So we have to.
You think that they're going to vote yes?
On one hand, there's negatives and positives to it. Like they seem to have made their mind up. On the other hand, instead of just having like 15 minutes with them, we now get more time with them. So we get to like more exposure to this issue. A lot of them were naive on on Bitcoin, like completely naive about it. And so we just get another shot at orange pilling them, so to speak. And so there's some good part about that. You getting to engage with the same people. And I wasn't saying they weren't all closed-minded. Like there was some open-mindedness. But you know, they're not 99% of shareholder proposals on any issue doesn't pass. And so when you have a brand new shareholder proposal at a company that's like already successful, I think I saw you say this on Fox the other day, like Microsoft's already successful. Like, why do they have to rock the boat? So they're not going to rock the boat at a successful company on a first ever proposal. Once they have more exposure to this, I think that there's a better chance to sort of build momentum and sort of get that number up in the future. And
so Microsoft, because it was only 0.5% approved, you can't resubmit for a couple of years.
Yeah,
on
you have to pass.
Bitcoin for Microsoft.
You have to pass 5%.
So really what's important is should you go to companies that have really big retail shareholder bases?
Right. Okay. So that's a really good idea. And I'm looking at that too.
I only got one good idea here. So there you go. You got my good idea.
So there's a couple of different things that I'm looking at.
All right.
One, it's companies that have a lot of cash. So that's why I submitted to Amazon and Microsoft. So because they have the biggest problem. Two is companies that are more likely to do something like this, like a smaller company that might not have a lot going for them, that's not really successful. You know, they might throw a Hail Mary. They might be more likely to throw a Hail Mary and purchase Bitcoin. And then the third thing is, who are the biggest shareholders? Mm-hmm. So I think that it's worth submitting all, different kinds of companies, and just seeing how it plays out.
You gonna do Berkshire?
The deadline passed already this year, so we already submitted something else there. But definitely next year. Why not? They have a lot of cash.
Come on.
Well, we know that Meta is considering putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets right now too, so that would be massive. Rodney, Onyx appears to be a U.S. company. Shockbot said it was a San Francisco-based company and licensed in Delaware. Interesting. Brother, the dominance is falling while you are streaming. History repeating. Nice. It's the crypto future. Live stream effect, just like Swoop has said on the JASMY 1 minute chart. Let's go. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right. So what else do we have, guys? What else do we have? So Ash Crypto sees Bitcoin dominance. He thinks it's topped. I tend to agree. Like I showed on the Bitcoin dominance chart, we're on a downward trend line here. We're putting in lower highs constantly, so that is definitely bearish for the Bitcoin dominance. We also have another company that put Bitcoin on their balance sheets. Heritage Distilling, a publicly traded craft distillery based in the Pacific Northwest, is the largest company to announce a Bitcoin policy intending to hold Bitcoin as an asset and to accept it for payment. Very, very bullish, guys. Very, very bullish. Also, on top of that, if that doesn't make you bullish, North Dakota has become the 5th U.S. state to introduce legislation to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. How are you not bullish? Now, listen, guys, for all you XRP holders out there, you have to be careful. Look at this. These are the kind of guys, these are the kind of influencers you have to stay away from. These guys are dangerous. Listen to this nonsense.
You really think XRP could hit $10,000?
XRP definitely could hit $10,000. BlackRock is about to buy $9 trillion worth of XRP.
That's insane. Soulface, what do you think, bro?
Oh yeah, definitely 1,000%. XRP is about to hit $10,000, especially because of them going after the Swift banking system.
Okay, Gabe, what do you think, bro?
Without a doubt, XRP to 10 bands. And the reason is XRP has intrinsic value. Bitcoin doesn't.
Okay. Mark, what do you think?
XRP $10,000? No question.
Okay, cool. Luke, what do you think?
Absolutely. Wisdom Tree just recently filed an ETF. It's going to go berserk.
Okay, cool. Sage, what do you think, bro?
I think XRP could 100% hit $10,000 simply if they just take over the Swift banking system, which will put their market cap well over 1.2 quadrillion.
You really think
you got to be careful, guys, of this nonsense. You see how they can kind of sound convincing because they talk with conviction, but what they're saying is complete and utter nonsense. I'm sorry. XRP is not going to be $10,000 a coin anytime soon, guys. Okay. This is coming from someone who's pro XRP. I held my XRP for 7 years, all through the lawsuit and everything. Okay. I probably held XRP longer than most of you guys. And I'm telling you right now, this kind of nonsense is how people get wrecked, right? So be careful out there, guys, right? Not all these influencers are there. They're not there to be your friend. They're not there to help you, right? Why has Bitcoin's price declined recently? What to expect in the long term? Bitcoin faced fresh pressure in the first week of 2025 as stronger than expected U.S. employment data and ongoing inflation concerns weighed on investor sentiment. Economic concerns are increasingly overshadowing the post-election euphoria that initially fueled Bitcoin's rally. Optimism about President-elect Donald Trump's return to office had fueled hopes for clearer regulations and more crypto-friendly policies, including the potential for a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Bitcoin's Opportunity Fund co-founder David Foley shared his views on a recent market dynamics in an interview with CNBC Crypto World. Foley noted that Bitcoin rose significantly in anticipation of Trump's administration's potential pro-crypto stance, but recent economic data has shifted the focus back to macroeconomic factors. There's no doubt that Bitcoin is bullish on sentiment like Trump's victory, better regulatory clarity, and strategic crypto moves, Foley said. However, he noted that the market is showing signs of hesitation as inflation concerns and a hot jobs report have contributed to recent volatility. Bitcoin's correlation with traditional financial markets, particularly the Nasdaq, remain a key factor. Fully observed that while the broader stock market has struggled, Bitcoin has shown signs of resilience and is acting as a flight to safety asset similar to gold. Bitcoin is thriving and will likely evolve into a risk-off asset in the medium term. The conversation also turned to MicroStrategy, the company closely tied to Bitcoin due to its significant holdings. Michael Saylor and his team created a flywheel effect by leveraging various capital market products such as convertible debt and perpetual franchises to acquire Bitcoin. Bitcoin's price could see fluctuations as the market adjusts to changing economic data and the expected policies of the new administration, but fully remains optimistic about the long-term growth trends in the crypto space. Markets are taking a breather, he said. Bitcoin may be taking a break before it continues its rise. Absolutely. He thinks BlackRock is like dad printing 9 trillion. Yeah, exactly. Rodney, the people talking about XRP going to $10,000, I would not listen to a bunch of guys dressed like Phantoms. Very true. Very true, my brother. Very, very true. So yeah, we seem to be having a little bit of a pump going on. Everything's shifting to the green right now. Check it out, guys. Everything's slowly creeping into the green. You love to see it. You love to see it. Hopefully it continues. It's been weird. It's been weird for days now. The early part of the day, everything starts turning green, and then in the evening, everything turns red. So we'll see what happens tonight, guys. But in the meantime, listen, if you're new to crypto, guys, and you don't have an exit plan, get over to the Patreon, guys. Jump on board. Let's get an exit strategy in place for you. You can join our group video calls we do every evening, and we can help get you educated, get you informed, to answer all of your questions and your concerns. If you're feeling emotional or you're scared because you've heard FUD, you've read FUD, or whatever it is, you can jump into our group video calls and have a chat with everybody else in the community, and we can reassure you and make sure that you're not going to make any mistakes. You can also schedule one-on-one coaching AMAs with me personally. So get over there, guys. Join the group video calls. Schedule your one-on-ones. Let's get an exit strategy put in place for you for the altcoin season. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I will see you guys this evening, 8 p.m. Central. Peace.